Soldiers in the middle of the street. They are shooting the people. If they want to cross, they are shooting the people.
There were around 200 Palestinians fighting our Israeli troops in Jenin over the 20 days of fighting within the city. During the fighting itself, we estimate that over 100 were captured. There are around 80 Palestinian fighters, terrorists within the rubble at the moment, that were killed altogether, including the ones that have been found, the bodies that have been found. And we think that some did get away. You can never seal off a camp hermetically.
Doctor, please go back.
The only goal that we are seeking right now is to get to as much as possible people ill, injured, children, elderly who need our doctors, our medications that we take with us.
In Jenin, they chose to fight, and even though we called for them to surrender, they did not. Not only that, they booby-trapped all of those homes, and today the irony, the cynical side, is that they're trying to present it as if we've booby-trapped the homes after we went in.
Unfortunately, there are not many injured people who succeeded to go to Jenin hospitals, because most of them were left to die in the camp, in the streets of the camp.
I think that the Palestinians are trying as much as possible to make havoc with the numbers.
We are here in order to try to get into Jenin and Jenin camp. We would like to see directly all the atrocities that have been carried on by the Israeli army.
Jenin, the capital of suicide bombers. Jenin, where the different terrorists came out and exploded all over the state of Israel. We went in only to capture the terrorists. In all of this operation, around 100 Palestinians were killed. That's harsh, that's hard, but I want to remind you that 29 Israeli soldiers were killed. And still at the beginning of the operation, as it went on, an additional 30 Israelis were killed in suicide acts, and nobody has condemned those.
I was there on the ruins. I saw the demolished houses. I saw bodies, burned bodies inside these houses of civilians. There was a war crime there in Jenin camp.
The fact that we managed to arrest, to detain 1,450 people who say that they have participated in terrorist acts, over 60 explosive labs, every single one of those labs making explosives and uncovering hundreds of kilos of explosives, finding 18 explosive belts, which are 18 people who think that committing suicide in the midst of any civilian area is the right thing to do.
Mass killing of Palestinians in the refugee camp and vanishing, eradicating the center, the core of the refugee camp by air shelling and by bulldozer.
It's not a pretty thing. It is a war zone. And I think at this stage that each side is at this stage trying to contend with the reality as it goes on.
Even when we are dead, we are not equal. People are not allowed to find the bodies and to treat the bodies with dignity.
People should realize that terrorism is not something that happens. It is something that is funded with a lot of money. It's executed by people who choose to do so. It's based at the end in education. And if you teach hatred to children, then you're going to have a generation of people who hate and want violence and want to kill.
Maybe they don't know well the Palestinian people. Whenever they are being oppressed and killed and shot, their moral is being strengthened. That's why Palestinians will never knee down. They are people just like other people in the world seeking for freedom. That's why they resisted.
I don't imagine that something good will happen in the future for us as a Palestinian people.
In Israel, there is a lot of willing for peace.
We are full of compromise and we need a peace.
This war is about nothing, actually. It's about people's pride.
I believe that in the minute that the Palestinian leaderships will want peace, we will have peace.
Yeah, well, we have no choice as long as we're fighting about we're Jews and they're not. And that's our country and not theirs. It's everybody's country.